Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by promoter Frank Warren in the immediate aftermath of a destructive performance there from Anthony Joshua against Francis Ngannou. Frank, what did you make of what AJ just produced?
You just said what it was, a devastating performance. I always felt whoever landed the first punch and the hurtful punch would win the fight, and that's how it turned out.
You could see both men came in with bad intentions from the beginning, and Ngannou was swinging as well. What did you make of it?
Well, for how long the first round, before he got clipped, he was shaping up all right, but then he pulled that beautiful shot out and caught him with it, and he just never got over it.
People obviously try and draw comparisons to the Fury performance, but aside from that, what does that send out in terms of the rest of the heavyweight division? What does that message send out now from AJ?
Well, he's had two superb wins, hasn't he, his last two fights? So he's firmly re-established himself, and there's some really good fights to be made there.
I know it's down the line, but if Tyson comes through Usyk on the back of that tonight, does that make it even bigger and even more tempting to try and make it?
Without a doubt, of course it does. He's come in and he's resurrected himself. There's no doubt about that.
Frank, I have to ask as well about Zhilei Zhang, Joe Joyce. Zhilei, your man, fell short on the cards, but how did you see it?
I thought Joe won it. I thought at the end, the last 3 rounds, he certainly let slip, and Joe did what he had. It was a great performance at the end by Joe.
There is a rematch clause there. Look to do that immediately?
I don't know yet. Let the dust settle and we'll sort it out.
You have another man who should have been crowned world champion in many eyes tonight, Nick Paul.
Diabolical decision. That was a diabolical decision. He lost about the first 3 or 4 rounds. He lost them because he was working on his strategy to get to him. But once he sort of got his rhythm, he well won that fight. Well won it. I thought he won it by at least a minimum of 3 rounds, a minimum. And one judge gave it by him 6 rounds. And I actually couldn't agree with that.
What is he to try and make the rematch basically next for Nick?
There's a rematch. There's a couple of other options, but yeah, of course. He was I think, with the best featherweight in the world, and he was the better featherweight. So in my eyes, he's the best featherweight in the world.
Ray Ford has said on Twitter he'll still be more than up for fighting Nick Paul next in the 5 versus 5. I know it's some way away yet, but still of interest, that fight, and somewhat cushion the blow at all if you can do that one instead.
Well, let's see what happens in the next week.
And Mark Chamberlain, Turkey Al-Sheikh's favourite.
I'll tell you what, he'd done a job on him, and he said he wants him back here again. It's brilliant.
Frank, thank you.
It's a pleasure, Hank.